Hello everyone, and welcome to RadioCSIRT, your daily podcast on cybersecurity news. I'm Marc Frederic Gomez, recording from Europe, France. Today is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, and this is episode 475. Here's what's coming up today. The International Criminal Court turns the page on Microsoft and embraces open source with openDesk, a strong signal for digital sovereignty. The Linux kernel faces a new wave of critical vulnerabilities. System administrators are on alert. Across the Atlantic, the CISA adds 2 new exploited flaws to its Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog. On the software front, CURL and MISP fix multiple security issues, while Fortinet patches a major denial of service flaw. In the UK, telecom providers move to end phone number spoofing, and Eurojust strikes hard against a global credit card fraud network. As always, all source links used to produce this episode are available on RadioCSIRT.org and in the episode description. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the RadioCSIRT podcast. The International Criminal Court, ICC, is abandoning Microsoft Office in favor of openDesk, a European open-source office suite developed by the German public company ZenDiS. The decision affects roughly 1,800 employees at The Hague. According to Handelsblatt, this shift is not based on technical considerations but rather on political ones, following US sanctions imposed in 2025 by the Trump administration against several ICC judges and prosecutors, including Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan. The ICC's IT director, Osvaldo Zavala-Gila, cited the need to strengthen the court's technological autonomy. openDesk integrates Collabora Online for collaborative editing, OpenExchange for email and video conferencing, and tools based on Nextcloud, OpenProject, and XWiki. Version 1.8, released at the end of September 2025, introduced macro support, Nextcloud 31.0.7, and OpenProject 16.4.0. Germany's military also signed a 7-year contract with ZenDiS in spring 2025, and the Austrian Armed Forces adopted LibreOffice in September. An article in Linux Journal drew attention to several critical vulnerabilities in the Linux kernel that have been actively exploited this year, targeting isolation layers and core subsystems. CVE 2025-21756, a use-after-free vulnerability in the kernel's VSOC implementation, used for communication between virtual machines and hosts. Attackers can manipulate reference counters when reassigning a VSOC transport, causing memory corruption and potential root privilege escalation. CVE 2025-38236, publicly disclosed in August 2025, it affects the Unix domain socket interface and the MSG OOB flag. A sandboxed process can trigger use-after-free or out-of-bounds read/write operations, allowing privilege escalation to kernel level. Distributions have restricted or disabled MSG_OOB in sandbox contexts. CVE 2025-38352, added to the CISA Kev catalog in September 2025, this race condition affects the POSIX CPU timer implementation. Patches are now available. The article notes that the first 16 days of 2025 alone saw 134 new Linux kernel CVEs reported. On November 4th, 2025, CISA agency added 2 additional vulnerabilities to its Known Exploited Vulnerabilities (KEV) catalog based on evidence of active exploitation CVE 2025-11371, impacting Gladinet Center Stack and Triofox, allows unauthorized external access to files and directories. The second CVE 2025-48703, found in CWP Control Web Panel, enables system command injection. Don't think, patch now. On November 5, 2025, the French National Computer Emergency Response Team CERT-FR published Bulletin CERT-FR 2025 AVI 0964 concerning a vulnerability in curl. CVE 2025-10966 allows attackers to bypass configured security policies. Affected versions range from curl 7.69.x to 8.x prior to 8.17.0. The vendor's advisory is available. Alert from the French National Computer Emergency Response Team about this bulletin CERT FR 2025 AVI 965 highlights several flaws in MIS platform that could lead to data integrity compromise, data confidentiality breach, security policy bypass, and remote code execution via XSS injection. All versions prior to 2.5.24 are affected. The vendor's advisory published on November 4, 2025 is available at https://mispproject.org security. CVE 2025-59595 is a denial of service vulnerability discovered internally in Fortinet Secure Access, affecting versions earlier than 14.12. A remote attacker can send a specially crafted packet to a non-default configuration server, causing a crash. Severity, according to CVSS v4.0 high, published on November 4, 2025, the recommended mitigation is to upgrade to version 14.12 or later and apply all patches. Major UK mobile carriers have committed to upgrading their networks within a year to eliminate caller ID spoofing under a new partnership with the government. This agreement, part of the Telecoms Charter, involves law enforcement, government agencies, and major operators including BTEE, Virgin Media O2, Vodafone, 3, Tesco Mobile, TalkTalk, and Sky. Networks will flag calls originating from abroad, preventing fraudsters from impersonating banks, government agencies, or trusted organizations. Advanced call tracing technology will help police identify and locate scammers. Carriers also pledged to improve victim support, reducing response times to under 2 weeks. According to the UK Home Office, 96% of users check the caller's identity before answering, and 3/4 block unknown international numbers. Nick Adams, Deputy Commissioner of the City of London Police, stated that fraud now accounts for 50% of all crimes in the UK. Eurojust coordinated a major global operation against a large-scale credit card fraud network, resulting in 18 arrests, including 5 senior executives from German payment service providers. The fraud involved 3 interconnected networks that scammed millions of victims worldwide, compromising 90 million accounts across 193 countries. Estimated losses exceed €300 million, with attempted fraud surpassing €750 million. Between 2016 and 2021, the suspects allegedly stole card data, created fake subscription accounts on dating, streaming, and adult sites, and laundered money through shell companies registered in Cyprus and the United Kingdom, purchased via crime-as-a-service marketplaces. The international operation mobilized hundreds of investigators across Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, Spain, Cyprus, the Netherlands, the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Singapore. Over 60 locations were searched, leading to the seizure of cryptocurrency wallets, luxury vehicles, mobile phones, and computers. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you found this briefing clear and useful. Thank you for listening to RadioCSIRT, your daily cybersecurity podcast. Stay safe, stay sharp, and remember, don't think, just patch. Bye.